Massachusetts Governor Paul Cellucci, who has just signed on as a senior advisor to the Giuliani campaign. And he's chosen Giuliani over Mitt Romney, even though Romney hails from the home state of Massachusetts. Let me ask you this, Governor Cellucci, why have you chosen Rudy as your guy?
Well, this is very much pro-Rudy. It's not anti-Mitt. I go back a long way with Rudy Giuliani. Helped me out in the '98 campaign here for governor of Massachusetts. And I'm just impressed with his extraordinary leadership capabilities. I mean, we all used to travel to New York. We were worried about the crime. We saw what a dirty city it was. He went in there as mayor. He brought the crime rate down. He cleaned up the city. He cut taxes. He turned a deficit into a surplus. And then we all saw his leadership when our country was attacked on September 11th. His leadership was extraordinary.
That's all true, but how do you deal with the fact that his ex-wife was holding dueling press conferences with him, and he's announcing their separation on one TV show, and she's out there somewhere else saying, I'm going to sue him for divorce, and he's three times married. He's pro-choice. He's pro-gay rights, basically, and he's running in states like, Mississippi and Alabama. How can a guy get down to the Bible Belt with his rap sheet? How can he do it?
Well, I mean, clearly his personal history is something that's out there. People know about it. Also, his position on some of the social issues is also out there. But he's not just going to be running in Mississippi. He'll be running in California and Florida. And if he can win some of these big state primaries, and a lot of them are going to be advanced in the next election cycle, he's going to accumulate delegates, and he's got a record of turning rhetoric into results. It's not just some philosophical absolute. He's actually done the job in New York City. He's gotten those results, and who would not want a safer country? Who would not want a deficit turned into a surplus? Who would not want a president who's going to cut taxes and make it more affordable for the families of this country?
You know what I like about Rudy Giuliani? He's tough. He's a bit of an SOB. I think we need one as president. He doesn't own a ranch. That's what I like about him. He's not going to be on the ranch when something big hits. When something bad hits, he'll be on the street corner talking to us instead of hiding on the ranch. Don't you agree, Governor? He won't be on his ranch.
I absolutely agree. That's what we saw on September 11th. He reassured the people of his city. He led them through some very difficult and challenging days. It's extraordinary leadership, and these times require that kind of leadership.
What would he have done if Hurricane Katrina had hit Louisiana, New Orleans especially, on his watch? What would he have done afterwards?
Well, I think he would have been there within hours, and I think he would have made sure that all the federal people who had responsibility to deal with that were there as well. I think we can pretty much be assured of that.
You mean he wouldn't have been watching on a DVD a week later, catching up with the news he'd missed all week while he was on his ranch?
I think Rudy would have been right there. I'm not here to criticize President Bush, but clearly we saw what Rudy did.
That's what I want you here for. That's what I want you here for, Governor. Because every guy who runs for president is running against the incumbent. You're offering something better than we have now, right? You're thinking Rudy will be a better president than George Bush, right? Isn't that your goal? That's why you're backing him?
I'm backing Rudy because I think he'll be the president we need when we choose a new president in 2 years. We need his kind of leadership. We need his hands-on approach. We need someone who doesn't just talk, but who gets the results. That's been his record in New York. That's what he'll do as the president of the United States.
How can he go into a debate with Hillary Clinton and land a punch against a woman? Isn't that going to be tricky for someone like Rudy who knows how to land a punch? To go up against a woman?
I ran against Marjorie Clapper for lieutenant governor back in 1990. I had several debates with her. I didn't approach her any differently. I don't think people expect that you approach a woman candidate any differently than a man. I think you stick to your guns, you make your points, and you challenge the person that you're in the debate with. I think Rudy will be an effective debater against Hillary Clinton.
You know where I think you guys can hit and strike hard? You can carry Pennsylvania against Hillary. You know, a lot of Catholics, a lot of conservative cultural people, they're still going to like Rudy in that part of the country. The gun owners are going to like him, even though he's pro-gun control. Ohio, you'll do great in. Michigan, you'll do great in. I don't know how you're going to do holding the Bible Belt. That's going to be tricky. Well, then again, where else are you going to go, right?
Clearly, Rudy's going to do well in the Midwest. You're right. Where else are they going to go in the South? And when you look at Florida, Texas, California, you still got Republican governors in those states. They got an awful lot of electoral votes. The challenge for Rudy is to win those primaries, so he builds up the delegates so that he can win that nomination. I think he'll be a very strong general election candidate. There's no doubt about that.
You know, I know who your running mate will be if you get that far. Haley Barbour, perfect balance. You need guys pro-life, deep South, good accent, good old boy, all the things Rudy isn't, but still a great executive like Rudy. What a great ticket that would be. Just think of it.
Haley
Giuliani, Barbour.
That's a great idea, Chris. I'm going to pass that one on.
I love being in the corner as a corner man with you, Governor. Thank you. It's great to have you on. Please come back. We want you back if we can't get Rudy. And if we can get Rudy, we'd like you back. Anyway, up next,